Hey, everybody, we are live.
Hi, y'all.
Welcome to another great Monday night and Like the Way You Drink podcast, co-hosted by me and the wonderful Gladys Boutwell. Yeah.
Good times. Oh my
Good
goodness.
times. So,
I'm like putting down all my stuff. I feel so behind. Today was a busy day. It was like going, what is going on today? And it just like flew right by.
My day kind of lingered on, and it's so I got a sinus thing starting, and I'm like pissed off because it comes every fall. Anyway, yeah, I think yeah. How many years have you seen me with this sinus crap?
Yeah.
But I get through it every year. It's okay. But tonight we got an interesting show, kind of like and I'm sorry my energy is gonna be a little bit lower. Gladys will actually keep us going here tonight, but Gladys come up with an idea on some September drinks. And really, I mean, that's what I labeled the podcast as: September sips and fall flavors. So, great drink that we got here, and I think we're both going to make the same drink, if I'm not mistaken. All right, mine ingredients are going to be a little bit different than yours, but they're the same ingredients, so just different stuff we're using. And then for food, I was kind of looking at what I could pair with it because I didn't know how well my taste buds are going to do. So I thought about it. I really wasn't the energy to cook. I went up to Prairie House, which is a close barbecue restaurant type here.
Okay.
I got me a Caesar salad, but I had to pack everything separately so I could kind of assemble everything when I got here.
Right, because you don't want it to get all gooey on you.
Yeah, and then I had to do it with fried chicken.
Oh, nice.
So I got some fried chicken with it, and then one of the things they have, I mean, they have a cobbler of the day every day, and today their cobblers were blackberry and peach. Guess which one Tim got? Huh?
Oh, you didn't get the peach one. I just don't see you with peach.
I got the peach one. Come on.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, so I got that today, and I only have a little bit of it in here. I left some of it out there so my daughter can have some. And but the drinks we had today, and where was that site that you pulled that up from, Gladys?
The which one?
The website we had those drinks from today.
Oh, so of all places, is it Tri-County or Tri-State Liquor? That's in Delaware.
Oh, wow.
They're in Delaware. Because I know we have the Tri-Cities out here, which is where Washington, Oregon, and Idaho meet. So they call it the Tri-Cities because it's 3 states. So that's one of the things there. But no, this one was in Delaware. But it was just kind of fun, and they had videos, and I really liked that. And so I'm like, gotta try that. And then today I have so many Oregon things. That's just fun. So I was with Queen on the Green last Thursday. Mm-hmm. It was a fundraiser for Kathy's Place. They help single women, sometimes battered, that are single moms. And so one of the sponsors is decorated and designed by Renee. And so she gave us these little bag. And so it's got like all these yummies in there. So that's definitely Oregon. She
freeze-dried or just regular?
It's she's got all sorts of goodies in here, but everything is locally sourced here in Oregon. Mm-hmm. Then the other thing that I have is Willamette Valley cheese. These are cheddar cheese curds from the Willamette Valley. I picked those up today. The salami is also local. And then, of course, locally grown tomatoes. They look like heirloom, but they're cherries, but they're with the colors. Locally grown basil. And then, of course, because I picked up a cider, I had to pick up.
Yeah, you tell us, what's the drink we're doing? You tell us all the food. What's the drinks we're doing?
Apple cider old fashioned.
She got caught up in all the Oregon stuff.
It did. So I went to Bowman's Farm and Garden to pick up apple cider donuts.
Oh, wow.
So, of course, I had to eat one as soon as I got out. I was like, I want one.
Are they freshly? Wait a minute. When you picked it up, freshly warm?
Yes.
Okay. So, like they do batches throughout the day. It's not everything cooked overnight and then put out for the day, right?
Right. They were the ones that were right at the bakery because I had some over here. That's what I picked up, and it was still warm. So yeah, there was no more room here.
Yeah.
But I did try to make a little flour. I did try to make a little flower, so I used my little wine thing. It needs more, I mean, in my opinion, but I did make the flower. So I tried to do something. And of course, I just made a mess because I have a drinking problem and an eating disorder.
Yes.
But
So, but our drink, all right. So the old apple cider old fashioned. I actually got some apple cider here. Got that some here. Got my bitters here. Let's see. I have maple syrup. Of course, I have organic maple syrup. And I went over and robbed Mom's pantry to get me a cinnamon stick and some apples.
of
And
course.
then I'm going to have with me some food. I've got the peach cobbler. And of course, I'm doing some fried chicken and some fried chicken with a little Caesar salad. And I haven't put the dressing on yet. But I've got to, I'm going to make my old fashioned in a way that I'm going to stir it up with the small cubes, but then I'm going to pour it over my big cube.
Perfect. So the other thing that I have to brag about, I did I posted a Facebook Live, and then I posted some pictures.
Yeah.
And these are the little flowers from La Fiesta on Main. They were part of my drink. So I have to put these out. But also that Saturday morning before I did that, I did the 10K Dahlia run. And so we get a Dahlia along with our race. So you get a race medal, but we also got a Dahlia. So that's kind of fun. So that was in Canby. The Dahlia Festival is this weekend. They have it for quite a few weekends. But also I pulled out my locally grown apple. So Bowman Farms, that place, I have lived here. I have seen the sign because it's in Gervais, which is south of where I live. And I've seen the sign many a times, you know, like over there. And I never really thought about going. It just wasn't one of those things. And when I was looking for the cider donuts, because I knew that's what I wanted, they were open, whereas the other couple places were closed. No. I wish I would have had more time. I wish I would have gone this weekend. They are huge. Oh my goodness. The history of this place is amazing. Oh my goodness, sorry. I'm eating this apple. It just tastes delicious.
I know. As I'm sitting here stirring my old fashioned. Now I stir. This is one of the things I do to stir to cool it with the smaller cubes. But then I hold my smaller cubes back.
And yep.
And pour it over. And basically, here's what you should do with smaller cubes. Just pull them out with the spoon. Because I only use 3 cubes because I don't want to get too watered down.
Right.
And then I have my because I have a hard time stirring with this big of I get big blocks.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I have a hard time too. So I kind of like using the smaller cubes. And you can also, there's various ways you can do this. But I have to get a picture of. I'm gonna
hold on. Tim's gonna actually get he's gonna get his apple in there. Here we go. Cinnamon stick, got an apple, and there we go, baby.
That is beautifully. Let me get this. Why is this thing? I keep getting this error.
Your camera too full again? Mm-hmm.
I love it. No, I took so many pictures, so I posted them. It was just a lot of fun.
I'm going to move stuff out of the way so I can be able to drink this and not spill, because one of the things I forgot to bring in tonight was the napkins. So I have paper towels.
That's what a shirt is for.
That's what my shirt's for. I'm a guy. What does it matter, right? But I will say I'm retiring some of my shirts in the next couple of months. So
okay, there you go. Well,
the only time I ever use sugar cubes with the abstinence. I don't use sugar cubes in doing my old fashions. I do. I always do a simple syrup or a simple syrup. I make the syrup first.
Right.
I never do it with the cubes, but my ice cube here is the large ice cubes. Never do a small ice cube.
Nope. No, it kind of messes everything up. So this farm, Bowman Farm, started back 1895. It was great-grandmother Elizabeth Bowman that started this farm, not realizing what she was actually doing. She started just a little farm, just, farm stand, no big deal. When they wanted something, they'd blow a horn. Her grandson Clyde would come out and help. And Well, then Rick, one of Clyde's younger son, married his next door sweetheart, Barb, and they moved to the current location back in 1977. And so then he and Barb followed in the footsteps. And 1988 is when the farm started with the market, in hopes to raise enough money so that Barb could stay at home, because their family was growing. Yeah. And so Rick, he started to build 2 garages. He made some vegetable bins, put an old family freezer there. They had double duty. The kids can be there. And it just continued to grow. And they would open the fruit center like 1 p.m. and stole what they had. And each year they would add a little bit of something, another portion to the greenhouse, a little expansion to their variety of offerings. And Barb was always coming up with ideas. And so Rick would build it, and Barb would say, well, here's some homemade zucchini bread. So Rick would, then build a small bakery. And then she would make donuts using the fresh cider. And so then he made the bakery bigger. And then they started adding plants and hanging baskets. And so it just continued to grow. Now they have 4 kids, 10 grandkids, and their son, Brian, when he got his accounting degree, he joined the business because he was interested in horticulture. And so they expanded the nursery and then included container plants and nursery stock. And then, of course, Rick continued to build more greenhouses. And so then Sarah, she had a passion for technology and photography. So then, of course, they had to add a display for gardens and more photo opportunities. And then this was kind of fun. It was in the fall of '87 that the grandkids would bring their classmates for pumpkins and to play in the small maze that they had from the straw. And so it was just kind of fun for the kids. And now they do tours, and they host over 8,000 school children and then the families during the weekend. So 100,000 people will visit Bowman Farm and Garden over a 6-week period during the fall. So, and now they have zip lines, they have a larger hay maze, they have pedal carts, they have hay castles, they have a petting zoo. It's like, it has changed in the last 100 years. The family has gotten bigger, but they still work hard. So it's just kind of fun to see this family farm be what it is now. And I've been here since 2011, had never been. And I'm like going, oh my goodness, how did I miss this? So this is just kind of fun when you see a family grow like this. So, shop local, y'all. So that was and I wish I would have had more time, because I just was going there to get the cider, to get the donuts. Then I ended up with some cheese curds, and it's just like, there was so much I wanted to buy and bring home. And I said, nope, can't do it. So here we are. But I'm going to make mine. I'm going to.
My drink. I've actually made my salad, put a little bit of my chicken into it. My chicken's still in the side dish still. So, just a Caesar salad.
Right.
Some fried chicken into it, which is, if you have I had choices today. They had a regular salad. I was looking for like a regular salad. Which I was going to make a vinaigrette, but they didn't really have. The Cobb salad was the other option. I didn't want a Cobb salad. Okay. So, anyway, I went with the Caesar, and I had a fried chicken option. So
fried chicken sounds so good.
Huh?
Fried chicken, sometimes it's just really
Well,
I realized I ran out of bourbon because the last of it I had none, so I'm using the last of my Angel's Envy rye. Oh, it smells so good.
I know you're gonna hate me, because the one thing I don't ever mix with, because it's the only bourbon I had in the office.
Oh, that's okay. I know that I don't have any maple syrup, but I do have molasses in here. At least.
Molasses is going to be a little different taste. But...
Yes. Oh, you know what else I do have? I do have my Meadowland simple syrup wood-fire apple.
I would do that instead of the molasses.
I'm going to do this. It's a 1/2 ounce, and I'm just going to do that. Yeah, that's because the molasses is very strong. And
I use molasses, and quite a bit of molasses in my barbecue sauce.
Okay.
So anyway,
here are my bitters. I thought I had my other bitters. Oh, here they are. my raft. Although I do like these because these are the Bitter Housewife. They're local. They're from Portland.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm going to use I have my.
So one of the things with this drink that's really interesting is you put a slice of apple. I had to go over to mom's refrigerator to get an apple because I didn't have one. And I sliced up the whole apple. You know what? I wish I had a knife in here because you know what? Where this apple would go really well.
What's that? Caramel?
No. With what I'm eating, a couple of pieces of apple inside this Caesar salad would go.
Oh yeah.
Just think about how much it would match the drink.
Absolutely.
I'm going to try to take some of the small pieces because I don't have my knife in here and just kind of cut them up by hand. All right. And I'm going to throw some apple into my Caesar salad. I don't know if I've ever had apple in my Caesar salad before, but hey, I'm going to try something new today.
I know that I have added apple to salad, just not.
I have too. Yeah.
Not Caesar. So I'm going to take a picture of this now, because this is kind of fun.
A different taste.
Both for apple cider, but I went with cider dry. So it's a little different. It's not your cider. It's not your apple cider, but it is definitely a cider. It's just a.
So I went with a store cider as opposed to a farm cider.
Right.
Truthfully, I like farm ciders better.
Right.
All right. I know many people probably would have went for the hard cider. I won't go for the hard cider on this because that's the alcohol in the hard cider to me has never mashed well with a bourbon.
Well, I'm going to find that out. Oh, actually, before I do that, I did bring my little glass out because, like we normally do, we have to try by itself. It is a dry cider. This one has 6.9% alcohol by volume, and I got the 500 milliliter little guy here, and I'm going to try that with the apple. You know, I don't like sweets, but this is something that I want to try that's a little different.
I'm curious about that because I've never had a good match on that. I should say I've never had a good match adding spiced cider to a drink.
By itself, that was fun. That was definitely fun. I'm going to try it with my tomatoes.
Of course, I got spoiled on hard ciders with Angry Orchard, and it is probably the one commercial brand I like the most when it comes to alcohols. You know what I mean? Because most of them that are your ciders, they're I want to say the Angry Orchard had the most robust flavor into theirs.
Okay.
It was apple. A lot of the other ones were more fermented, less apple taste. You know what I mean?
The cider by itself went well with the cheese curds. With the tomato, it actually held up because I did put the purple basil along with the green basil. The purple basil, let me see if I have any leaves left. No, I used it all. The purple basil has a little bit of a stronger taste to it. With the apple cider, the donut, perfect. Absolutely perfect. So now we're going to go on to the drink.
I've got to taste a little bit of my bourbon-y drink with my peach cobbler.
Okay. Oh, I got to get a picture of my little flower because I never do anything that pretty because I'm usually not that creative. But let's see if I can get that flower in there. Oh.
To me, the one aspect I want to say is fall is yet having cobbler. And you know, she asked me as she was preparing at the restaurant, "Do you want ice cream with that?" I'm like, no. Number one, the ice cream would have melted by the time I get back home with it. But I'm like, to me, if the cobbler doesn't taste good by itself,
yeah,
the ice cream ain't going to make it better.
Exactly.
Ice cream is just topping to add to it. Just like whipped cream, it's topping to add to it. If
Yeah.
you need the ice cream to eat it, it's not good cobbler. My wife, Gwen, she makes a kick-ass cobbler. Usually she does a combination of peach and blackberry.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
they did have some blackberry. You can order pies there. They'll
Mhm.
make them frozen.
You know, we're going to have to do some pies again. We haven't done pies in a while.
I feel like I have too much stuff here.
I always have too much stuff. My desk is too small to be doing this podcast every week.
It is. My desk is bigger than his desk. It truly is. Well,
See, I've never seen her desk in person yet. Oh, you have your Angel. I still have some rye left, but I didn't want to do this with a rye. I wanted to do it with a bourbon.
Well, I ran out of my other bourbon. I still have my my Bullet Old Fashioned cocktail, but the reason I didn't want to do this is because it already has the orange bitters and everything. I just wanted to make it fresh.
Well, yeah, and sometimes sometimes the orange bitters that are in a premix are too much. And I've known people making an old fashioned that puts too much orange bitters in. It is usually 2 shakes. 2 is all it takes. 3, 4, and I remember I watched a guy one time do it like 4 or 5 times. I'm like, huh?
That's too much.
It is.
Okay, with the basil. Okay, so the tomatoes themselves. So what I did with the tomatoes and the basil, I drizzled it with olive oil.
Yeah.
And then I also finished it off with my balsamic.
Oh.
So I had a little bit of balsamic drizzle and a little bit of salt. Once I took a bite of the basil, I think I would have been better off with mint, but my neighbor didn't have mint. I was stealing his basil. He didn't have mint. I think the mint would have been better, but the basil, not so much, but just the tomatoes by themselves, very good with it. The cheese curds. The cheese curds with the salami went better.
Yeah.
Because an old fashioned can stand up to those stronger flavors. One of the things that I wanted to do that I didn't get a chance to do because I didn't do it yesterday. I wanted to make pork roast and then slice it up. But I realized I'm not going to have time. I had so many meetings today.
You know, it's the edge of fall.
Yes.
But I still want some of the apple that is cold and crisp. Not cooked, cold and crisp. So it's like I still want some spring next to my fall. Yeah. You understand what I mean? But I'm glad September. You know, there's an old fashioned drink for the month of September.
Well, somebody told me I had my first old fashioned. This was last Thursday, and I'm like, "You've never had an old fashioned?" It's like, no, the first old fashioned of the season. He normally would not start drinking an old fashioned till October, and because he wanted it as a fall drink. And I get that, absolutely. But there was an event that it was a wedding, I think it was, and they had an old fashioned. So he's all, well, I can't say no to that. And so now, because he went to the wedding, had an old fashioned, he's had an old fashioned since then. So he's had 2 this year already, but normally would be October. For me, an old fashioned is a go-to any time of year. And you can switch off the bourbon, what you're using, to make it a little different, and that's okay. But an old fashioned is so yummy. I'm going to go a little nutty, go with the walnut.
So we have a gentleman down here in Dallas that he hasn't done them in a while, but he does what he calls the old-fashioned business networking event.
Okay.
And basically the bar, he always picks a different bar, restaurant.
Okay.
And he gives them his recipe to make his old-fashioned.
Okay.
So one of the things that you can order is Mike's Old Fashioned. All right, and it's a very unique aspect because he's like me. He's a good guy into bourbon drinking, and his tagline for his businesses is I like to drink bourbon. I like to scale businesses and drink bourbon.
Oh, I like that. My brother has a hat or a shirt that says, I know things and I play golf.
Yeah.
So now we made a little flower with the cheese inside.
Ah, cool.
Hmm.
So next week, we're not going to have a live show next week, guys, because I'm going to be on the road traveling, and I will not be at a place where I can actually record a show. So I'm going to be on a train.
Well, I'll be getting ready to travel the following morning.
Yeah. So
because I'm going to Dallas. Nothing like a business intensive in Dallas.
yeah.
This will be the second or third time I've been in Dallas. No, second time this year in Dallas. I was in Florida earlier this year. I was in California twice. Now going back to Dallas, and then I'll head to Scotland in October. So
anyway, so we won't have a show next week, so we're just doing this one here this week, and in 2 weeks we'll be back with another great show.
This is a good cider donut. The other thing is that their cider donuts, you can get them either sugared or not sugared, plain. They call them plain.
Yeah.
I had never seen a cider donut that was plain. And what I should have asked them is, can I get 6 plain and 6 sugar? Because this is my second one today. I have 4 more, and I know I'll be eating them over the next couple of days. And this is where they'll go, right here.
I'll take them going there. Wait a minute. No, I don't need any more in the stomach. It's the ass I need.
I got the abs in there. They're behind all this little flab that I've had. So
no, I didn't say abs. Change the B out for an S. Ass.
Okay.
I've got no ass, people. That's why I do a sitting down podcast. You don't want to see the skinny little butt. It is not intriguing for a food podcast. It doesn't sell food.
But if you can get a locally made cider,
yeah,
get your locally made cider. This one I decided I was originally going to get an actual apple cider.
Yeah.
But then when I started digging deeper into Bowman's, and I went, oh, they have what? They also have, they have a light cider, and then they have a grapefruit cider. So they have various ciders. I almost bought another one. But I said, no, I'm just going to get what I need. I had it after I grabbed it, and I put it back, and then I grabbed another one. I put it back. It just was, I just wanted to get what I needed, but I'm definitely going to go back to Bowman's. There's like, this is, I think you're going to spend a whole day there. That's definitely for the family, but also you can go take pictures. And I know that there was some comedians making fun of that middle-aged single women are ruining going to farms because they're all taking pictures in the pumpkin patches and ruining it for everybody because they're trying to get these perfect pictures to say, hey, I'm adventurous. So I will, after hearing that, I said, apparently I'm not going to go get pictures taken at the farm, because then I'm going to be one of those middle-aged women taking pictures at the farm.
If you're a middle-aged woman and you need a picture, well, no, you're a middle-aged woman, you need pictures with pumpkins, hold 2 of them up. Had to do it. You opened the door, I had to do it. You do that, I guarantee you, your middle-aged guy will be all over you.
Touche. All right. That was too funny. This is good cider. You know, I hadn't read what was on the bottle. Let me see. It says, Bowman Farms was first homesteaded in the late 1800s by the Bowman family. In the early 1900s, great-grandpa Stephen made cider in the barn for family and neighbors alike. Take a long sip and enjoy our continuing family tradition.
Here we go.
Rum and cider. That's Clyde's Dry.
Okay.
I like it. I don't like anything overly sweet, and this is pretty good.
There are two things that I want around seasons, and I know as fall comes in, everybody thinks now pumpkin spice. Not me.
Mm-hmm.
I think apple cider.
Mm.
To me, apple cider is a good fall drink. Always has been in my mind. Always will be.
And the great thing about cider, you can have it hot or you can have it cold.
Yep, you can have it hot. You can have it cold. You can add alcohol to it. You can drink it by itself.
Yep.
The other one that I want, it's food related, and that is at Christmas time. I want my cranberries. I want to make a cranberry sauce with real cranberries, baby.
I haven't made cranberry sauce in a long time, but it's fun.
It's
so much better.
Every year from Thanksgiving to Christmas, I make it as many times as we can get them.
I love getting fresh cranberries. They're so good.
It reminds me of the old days where you only got strawberries in like May to July.
Uh-huh.
And doing a strawberry rhubarb pie. Well,
Kroger makes a decent strawberry rhubarb pie.
They do.
And locally, there's another farm here or location that they focused on pies, like berry pies, because they grow berries. And a lot of the schools will buy the frozen pies to sell as fundraisers. So you spend $25 for the frozen pie, whereas normally you can get it for like $16 to $18 at the store.
Yeah.
So the additional dollars goes to fundraising. But man, those pies, you throw them in the oven. Oh my goodness, they're so delicious.
The pie, I hope to someday have on our podcast. And I know every now and then he tunes in. But my childhood friend, Tim Schweinsberger, his strawberry rhubarb pie is the best I've ever had. I mean, and this boy got me trying strawberry rhubarb pie when I was 10 years old.
Now, does he have a specific recipe? Does he sell it? Will he share the recipe?
He might share the recipe with us on the show. He actually, if you look him up, he still has it on Facebook. He may still have it on like Instagram and stuff, but he's known as the woodworking baker. He's a woodworker, but he loves to bake as well. All right. And he's a fabulous woodworker and he's a fabulous baker. He does both of them very well. All right. And yeah, if I get someday that we can have his strawberry rhubarb pie on the podcast, I will. To me, I mean, in my 59 years, Tim's is still the best.
I will make that if I get that recipe. I will make it.
I said that.
I'll make it. And I'm not a big baker, but I'm willing to try something that's very special because why not?
Well, it's special to me then too because Tim was my best friend, and Tim was a really good baker. And there's a lot of, I remember as a child, Tim that he had the specialties in the kitchen. I didn't, right? And he's got specialty in woodworking. I love it, but I don't have the patience for woodworking. I love it. I wish I could learn the patience, but I don't have them, right?
I remember one time I went to one of my friends' house. She was going to make cookies. She's like, come on over. I'm making cookies. So at the time, my mom was still alive, so I took mom with me. And I made biscotti, and then I made another whatever cookies. And then my friend, she made her cookies. And but of course, she had the KitchenAid. She had this. She had she had all the things. And I'm like, well, that makes it a lot easier. So then my mom, she tells me, yeah, her cookies are better than yours. I said, Mom, I don't like to bake. I said, so yes, her cookies are better than mine. She loves to bake.
No offense taken, Mom.
But she felt bad telling me that my cookies sucked.
Well, no, my mom is a really good baker. My wife is not a good baker. My wife's a great cook, but she's not a good baker. It's just not, I mean, that goes down to, I mean, you have specialties you like. I love mixing drinks on the podcast, but I would never be a bartender for a living.
You know, that was one thing that my mom had encouraged me to like, well, if you want to be a bartender, why not? And I said, you know what? I like alcohol too much. When I realized that when I was looking to get a liquor store here in Oregon.
Yeah.
I went to a couple of liquor stores and I interned. I worked for them for a little bit, no
Yeah.
cost, learned all the ropes, learned how to do all the things. It was a shit ton of fun. But I said, I enjoy alcohol way too much to do this to myself.
I would be a horrible alcoholic if I worked in the industry. All right. And that's why this is just enough work into it that I don't overindulge. You know what I mean? If I was working at a winery and tasting all the time, I'm granted there'd probably be rules you couldn't taste, but I probably would. All right. I would, and that's just, I know that because I know how I would over abuse a situation because I do. I like a lot of alcohols and I could get too bad into it. It's just going into things, what you like and what you don't like. I love good pies, which we're going to probably have an episode in the next couple of weeks on pies again. I love good pies, but I'm not a baker. I suck at making pies. So,
I can bake, but I don't enjoy it. I really don't. It's just what I realized is that baking is a true science. It has to be exact.
Well,
I'm not that anal. I'm just a little.
Yeah.
But when I'm cooking, I'll adjust as I see fit. I'll add a little bit of this, a little bit of that, omit this, add that. I can play with the ingredients. I can play with the seasoning. With baking, it is so precise that if you don't make it exactly the way that it's supposed to be, if you don't add the baking powder, the baking soda at the precise portion time of mixing or whatever it is, flavor changes.
Yeah.
It doesn't rise, it flattens, it does the thing. Somebody told me yesterday, it's like, oh, I got the timing off. So I put the cinnamon rolls in the refrigerator. I don't know if they're going to rise. And I said, could you have left it out? And she goes, oh no, because then they will rise too much. And if they rise too much, then you've ruined them. I said, okay, so if you put it in the fridge, if you pull it out and it comes back to room temperature, will it then rise? She says, I've never had to do that. I'm going to find out, because she's always had enough time to do the whole process. It is so specific. And I love cinnamon rolls. And I'm like, I don't have the patience for that. I really don't. But I'm going to have to ask her on Tuesday, tomorrow, when I see her. I'm going to go, so how'd your cinnamon rolls come out? And did you bring me one? Is going to be question number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to show off. I have to show off.
All right. What you got?
Not what you think, mister. Stop it. The necklace.
Sure. I see it.
It was your daughter that made that.
See?
So I had to show it off. So that was that.
So this episode here was a great fall recipes. All right. And I'm sorry that I'm not as high as energy as to create this, but it just goes to show that sometimes you can find something when you have to. You know what I mean? Imagine you got thrown together with I'm having a dinner party. All of a sudden there's 4 people coming over for dinner. What do I do? You can always, when you're always know what your taste buds are like, you can always throw something together. And most of the time you're going to match, right? And that's how I think the lesson in tonight's show is like this was a match. Even though I wasn't in the energy to make it, I still found a match of food. I found a match with the drink. All right. And it worked.
Go with what is tried and true.
Yeah.
What you're comfortable with, what comes natural to you.
Yeah.
And this was something that I was like, the moment that I saw the cheese curds, I'm like, I got the tomatoes, I got basil. Ooh, salami. Do I have salami? Do I need to go get salami? Everything that I had here, besides the donut and the cider, was either at home or at the office.
Yeah. I just ran out to get the food because I could have made something here. I just didn't have the energy to make it.
Yeah, no, and that's okay.
Yeah. So, well, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you guys for choosing our podcast and listening in every week. Gladys and I really enjoy it, putting this together for you. And we do this out of pure love for cooking and eating and drinking together. And it's kind of like our supper club together every Monday night. We actually get to do this and share a meal together. It's kind of a cool thing. And so, we're at episode 158. This idea was born in the living room of our buddy, Craig Duswalt, who basically said to us one day, you two should meet because you're both into alcohol. and the two of us created a podcast from that. And we've been going for 158 episodes. And it took us a while to find our rhythm. It took us a while to find our name. All right. And everything. But, we do believe you got to like the way to drink. And we do believe that you should enjoy life. Not just that's why it's about enjoying life.
Yeah. It's being present, and enjoying all the little things, like yesterday morning I woke up and I'm like, is it raining? It was pouring down rain. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I just laid there in bed, just listening to the rain and enjoying the rain.
Wow.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was just kind of one of those moments that I'm like, as I laid there listening to the rain, I said, I think I need to have breakfast in bed. So I will post what I had for breakfast. You
didn't call your servant? Oh, garçon, come bring me breakfast.
Right. I know. I should have asked my garçon to come and take care of me. I could have made mimosas now that I think about it. But the funny thing is this is me having breakfast in bed. Mm-hmm. I got up. Because I had forgotten to make my coffee the night before. I made my coffee. I brushed my teeth. I made my bed. Then I made my breakfast and I laid on my bed. So I really had breakfast on bed, not breakfast in bed. But I made myself a delicious breakfast. I ate it on my bed. I, did some reading. I had my coffee. I had my little quiche. I had some fruit, my coffee, and just read for I don't know, an hour and a half, maybe 2. I can't remember. It was just so relaxing while it was raining outside. And I said, I choose to not go running today. I had run the 10K the day before. And I said, I'm okay. And I just enjoyed that morning. And then after I got past I enjoyed this morning, I've been a lazy bum. Then I'm like, I have so much laundry to do. So, sometimes, you got to give yourself some grace sometimes and say, it's okay to do nothing on a Sunday morning.
Yeah. So, a couple things we want to bring up before we go, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, check out what we call the Insiders VIP Club. Mm-hmm. We will be doing events together. And trust me, we are still researching some very, very cool ideas.
And one of them, which I mentioned on the Facebook Live on Saturday, which was a tequila tasting. There's going to be another tequila tasting on November. Let me give you the exact date.
Well, no, they've got to be in the Insiders Club to get that date.
Oh, you don't want me to give them the date? Okay, it's in November. So you have
November. So if you want to find out where it is, you actually got to join the Insiders Club.
I'm going to be doing another tequila tasting. It's going to be fun.
Yep. So other than our Insiders Club, is Gladys and I's business puts this podcast on every week. We pay the bills around here. We're the ones that pay the expenses to make this thing work. We're the only 2 sponsors of it at this point in time. We will take other alcoholic sponsors, but alcohol or food-related sponsors. But we're the 2 sponsors who pay the most of the bills. So Gladys, tell them a bit about your business real quick.
So I am Gladys Boutwell, Insurance by Design, helping you be the employer of choice through providing employee benefits to your employees. Because you know what? It's not about just checking off a box. There are 101 different ways that you can provide benefits to your employees to show them how much you care. If you want to get the list, go to insurancedesignpros.com. On the upper left-hand corner, you'll see a little button. You can download the list. There is a book that is at the office. It's not here. But if you want to just have the conversation, go to enrollnoworegon.com. That is my calendar link. Yes, I'm a little busy. Sometimes you have to book 2 to 3 weeks out. That is the nature of being a business owner, is that I live by calendar. Book it. If you think, oh my goodness, it's 3 weeks out, it's 4 weeks out. Guess what? 3 to 4 weeks will come in a heartbeat. Just book the time. Crazy time of year is coming up, because I would love to have the conversation to see how you can provide benefits. And if it's not through me, I will find you somebody that can take care of you. Yeah. And this is my co-host.
Hey guys, my name is Tim Gillette with Simple Easy Websites. I build websites for the small business person, the entrepreneur, and solopreneurs here in America. We're an American-based company that does the websites. We do it template style, so we're able to build an affordable product at an affordable price, a quality product at an affordable price. If you want to find out more about how we can help you, make your website more efficient and become more of a lead-generating machine, all right, then it's time to go to simpleasywebsites.com, book a consultation with one of our pros, and we'll go over your website and show you how you can improve it. Because if your website's not making you money, then it's just a very expensive business card.
right?
Yep. Other than that, all right. I guess I won't see you for 2 weeks, huh?
Well, you'll have to see me because are we going to do a recording to share with everybody?
We might. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But we'll take care of y'all. You know, if worst case scenario, I'll do a Facebook Live because the following day, first thing in the morning, I fly out to Dallas. I'll be out of range for those 4 days. It's travel days are always crazy. And then I have an intensive for my business. That is part of what Tim and I do. We do focus on our business. A lot of the trips that we take, it's what are we taking away? What's our ROI? What are we doing at this location to do something to bring either to the podcast or to our business to do better and more for all of those of us or those of you that we serve. So sometimes we might share a little.
Like you're supposed to be at the one in LA with me, but you're not going to be.
I was going to try to be, but it's
because if she was there, we would record something from there and post it, and you guys would see us in a whole different environment.
I know. It's my schedule has been so crazy. I just booked my hotel for Dallas like today for next week. I know. I booked my airfare to Scotland like 3 months ago, and it wasn't until like 2 weeks ago that I booked my airfare back.
She was going to stay there. She was going to go to the Lagavulin, if you've seen Parks and Rec, Lagavulin in Scotland, and she was going to just stay at the distillery and never come back.
Can you blame me? It's Scotch. I think I might stay at the Aberlour or the Glenlivet. Those are my two, top. So, yeah, sorry, McAllen. I got Glenlivet and Glenfiddich and Aberlour and Oban at the top of my list. So,
yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you back here in 2 weeks. All right. If not, we'll have different things on our social pages. Be sure and follow us there to see our stories about how we travel. In the meantime, we like to tell you at the end of every broadcast, cheers.
Cheers, y'all.